Hey, so this is a set against Jeskai. It is probably one of the best matchups the deck has. You're in an instant control deck, and they are a deck with bolts and paths and helixes, and those cards really don't interact with you in any meaningful way. Their win con of Teferi also is a sorcery speed spell that gets destroyed by Remand, which is awesome. So we keep his hand. We know he's on Jeskai. He's going to start helixing us. We're just going to try to hit our land drops. The goal is to have Reclamation. He has a main deck click, which is a little unusual. He sees our hand and he lets us keep. So I don't think he knows what's going on, or he just doesn't want us to hit the fourth land. I think that's maybe reasonable, but you probably should have taken something. Uh, so we cycle. We hit the fourth land. And we're just gonna pass. We can just teachings for abrupt decay here, and if he lets teachings resolve, we can just kill this click. And if he tries to interact with teachings, we can probably untap and wilderness wreck him, and that makes our teachings free. Or other spells free, and good luck winning the control turn when I can do that. So we teachings for abrupt decay. That lets us clear this click. Our life total is still high enough where I'm not really concerned about it. And we also have a snare for a helix if he has one. So he attacks the abrupt decay. He has, which is a good move by him. Gets land. And now we play a reclamation with the remand back up. He goes for the logic knot. We remand our own spell here, and so he has two cards to our 6, and our teachings in the graveyard. So we're just gonna jam this reclamation at him, see what happens, and he scoops it up. Very happy for people that scoop when they know that they are dead. This reclamation, I come back to the teachings to get more teachings, and eventually get blue sun. So I can just leverage this mana advantage and end the game. So what ends up happening from this state, if you haven't seen it, is we'll go to his turn, then we'll go back to my turn. I'll try to play this wilderness wreck. I'll have a cryptic up. I'll go to my end step, and then the wilderness trick goes on the stack. I float all my mana, and then I cast the teachings, but I still have all my lands untapped. So if he tries to interact with me on end step, I have the option to cryptic him, and he's just never going to be in the game against me. He also has a bunch of dead removal spells in game 1, and there's no way that he can win. Because his removal spells, path, and helix, and my life total is too high. So let's go to game 2. Game 2, we mulligan the no-lander. And we have Growth Spiral into Wilderness Wreck, and he bolts us, which is amazing because basically means he mulliganed, which is great. So we play a Growth Spiral, and we put in land. And we have this wilderness, but we don't jam the wilderness into counters. So we can just jam a teachings at him. So we go jam teachings. And we got a dispel to protect our wilderness reclamation. He tries to click us. We're just gonna remand it. It's totally fine. We draw their teachings, which is great. Basically 2 cards. We draw another wilderness wreck, and he goes to click us, and he's gonna take our dispel, which is fine. Draws his cryptic. We have no reason to jam on this click. We're just gonna win eventually, and we can teachings for abrupt decay here if we want to clear it off. So we teachings using the one from our graveyard for mana efficiency. We get a dispel, which is gonna protect our nonsense, and we're just gonna pretty much never commit this wilderness reclamation until we have a reason to. And if he ever taps mana, we're just gonna beat him to death. So we broke decay. That's cool. And we draw this Nexus, and we have a stocked hand and a Teachings in the graveyard. So he goes to jam into Teferi, which basically means he has lost the game. So you'll see that this deck is goddamn amazing against Teferi, because it actually costs 5 mana and not the virtual 3. So here we go. Play Wilderness, take an extra turn, play the second Wilderness. And he is gonna be dead. And even if he's not deterministically dead at this point, the way that Teachings works is I can eventually get a Blue Sun, and I can Blue Sun myself for enough that I have a better position when I started, so when I pass the turn to him, he's going to be in a worse position than when he started, and I'm going to be in a better position. So every turn cycle that happens after that, I'm going to get further and further ahead with the Growth Spiral and Remand and Cryptics, and Sandcasters eventually find another Teachings or another Blue Sun, and just keep doing that that mini loop where he can't really interact with me, and the game is kind of over, even though it's not really over. The deck kind of gets to this like weirdly prison-like state where they can't really do anything. Once that happens, and it takes you a while to kill them, but they are definitely dead.